How is it going, everybody? We have an exciting episode today, one that I am particularly excited about. Cassie Webb over in Mississippi has been talking about for the last few weeks about different types of distressed properties. And today we're actually walking through her newest distressed property that she has been fixing up. So, very excited to walk through it, see what the end progress looks like, your hopes, your dreams, just whatever you want to share about it is going to be really exciting.
Yeah, thank you, Heather. Yeah, we're gonna do just a quick little walkthrough today. One thing, we've kind of talked about previously. I've bought a lot of different types of distressed properties, foreclosures, estate sales, all different things. But this one actually was part of they were in a bankruptcy, and it one of my favorite things about doing renovations, there's a lot of reasons, and we're going to get into that and kind of the monetary benefits. But I also love like taking a house and restoring it to its place of beauty. So we're really excited about this one. It has not went as planned. We were supposed to have been done, and as you can see here in a second, we are not. But it should actually start moving pretty fast, and we're actually expected to be in by the end of, in about a week. So it's going to be, hopefully it's going to go real fast from this point forward. And this one, we actually did a renovation loan. So that's one of the options. So we're kind of working with the bank to get it done and all that good stuff. So we'll do a kind of a quick little walkthrough, and then let's do a little walkthrough first, and then we'll kind of talk about a little bit more. But this is, let's see, the living room here. We had some interesting paint going on. The part of our delays, the paint has been much more involved to remediate because of the type of paint, and we won't get into the science, but we've been working with Sherwin-Williams to get it all squared away. And then we also, this is our kitchen, and it's got a walk-in pantry there. But that ended up being much more extensive than we were originally planning. But when you plan a renovation, honestly, part of your planning is planning for the unplanned. So that's kind of part of it. I'm sure with the new construction too. So I'm excited to hear about that soon from you. And but anyway, we've got a lot that we've gotten done, and then we have the air condition is going to go in this week. We have carpeting going in, and pretty much every room's getting a pretty major overhaul. So here we are, and then we've got, our bathroom is needing to be put back together as well. So it's been super exciting, though. It's been fun. It's going to be a great house. And in coming up, not next week, I'll let you talk about next week, but coming up, we've kind of rearranged the schedule a little bit too, because with the renovation having some rescheduling, we rescheduled our episodes a little bit as well. But we are going to come back, guys, and we're going to do before, during, after. Very soon, you're going to get to see the full project. And if you're wondering, like, why in the heck would you want to do that? Because that looks terrible. And we could end up moving in before we have a kitchen. Just because, or a full kitchen up and running. So there's definitely can be some challenges. But we're going to talk about kind of the monetary benefits and why we did it, and we'll ask you guys the question, did it pay off in your opinion? So I am super excited about that. So Heather, tell us about next week, or do you have any questions right now on this project?
Oh man, I mean, it's really cool to see all the progress. I imagine part of the issues you're having with the paint is that it's so pigmented that it must be hard to cover, because I know red is a pain to actually cover.
Yeah,
is that part of what's going on?
So actually, it is. However, we were expecting that part of the challenge, which we have. It's going to be coated in the next couple days with a gray primer, which really helps to cover the reds, and then you can put over it. We're actually going with a pretty light color too, because it isn't large, and so we've really got to kind of brighten it up with light colors. But that part we were expecting. What we were not really expecting until we got with our paint rep is that these were painted with the ceilings included with semi-gloss paint.
Oh.
And when you have semi-gloss, particularly on a ceiling, and I won't bore you with the science and gravity and this, that, and the other, but you can't just paint over it. So you can't just prime and paint. Already, one reason why it looks not done at all so far is because we actually had to wash all the walls, all the ceilings, everything with a special solution. This particular project is kind of a hybrid. We have some things we're contracting out. We have some things we're doing ourselves. And then we have kind of some different people involved with different parts of the renovation. So it's definitely been a team effort. And one reason I want to do this video, some of you may follow me on my other page, and I did a video just recently, but I think it's really important, and Heather, I know it's important to you as we talk about new construction and things, is it's really easy to just like give the highlight reel of real estate, right? And be like, oh yeah, everything's wonderful, and do this and it'll be great, and you won't have any problems, and sell your house, there's never going to be a hiccup, and we got it sold in a day, and you know, we love shouting from the rooftops when things are great. But sometimes you got to be real and say, hey, you could end up like we were expected to be like moved in, and like we're not. And so, but again, it's just making sure that you're kind of, like I said in the beginning, expecting the unexpected and prepared for that, and making sure our lender actually worked with us, like in case we had some delays and things, to make sure that we were taken care of and in a good spot. So really, really important to have, you know, those resources and people in your professional network, or someone that can connect you with those people that can help make it as smooth as possible, even when it doesn't go as planned. So
yeah, for sure. No, that's really cool. How many, so I guess of renovation projects you've done, where does this kind of compare in terms of complexity or the unseen or whatever the case is?
So it's still gonna be definitely one of the easiest projects that we've done. This is actually pretty easy compared to some of the ones we've done. That being said, because it seemed so easy, we did have the unexpected was a little more unexpected than we thought.
Yeah.
Because we really were like, oh, this is easy, and we kind of knew what we were doing, and then we ran into some things that had to be addressed that we just weren't, and we were able to pivot with the budget and everything. So it's still gonna be one of the easiest projects, and we're still gonna be in budget as far as, you know, what we did. We just kind of at one point we were thinking of going with granite counters. We're probably gonna go with butcher block. Like, we made a couple adjustments. But we're also going to get brand new cabinets, which we were thinking originally we could refinish the ones that were there. So it's been give and take for sure. But we're going to be super happy with it. And it really, I mean, maybe one day we can go down the road of earlier projects, and
that could be fun. Yeah, it's so as Cassie's mentioned a couple of times, like, I had new build project, I have a lot of experience in new build, but what's really interesting that's like a parallel between renovation and building is there's always going to be hiccups. There's always going to be the unknown, the unforeseen. So because of that, you know, renovations and new builds aren't exactly for everybody, but God, if you have the time and willingness to do it, it is usually so incredibly worth it in the end. So you'll hear, like, with Cassie talking about her house and with me talking about mine, it's like you'll hear us complain all day long, but oh my God, like, I mean, I can't speak for you, but usually it is so worth it on the other end that you just look back and you go, yeah, that was a pain, but I might do that again.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. I mean, probably like the week that it's done, I might be like, we're taking a break.
Never
Actually,
do it again.
we're on a break from buying and renovating.
Yeah.
My husband's actually out there doing some stuff right now. I was like, but we are, but then, you know, who knows? After a month goes by, we may not. I think people are taking bets on how long
Yeah.
before our next project. But yeah, it's super exciting, and we chose to be pretty hands-on with this one, but that certainly was our choice and something that we just we decided to do. It can be very
Yeah.
hands-off. We have contractors, and the lender and the contractor can work together. I'm really actually excited. I want to hear about what we're talking about next week, but with the rearranging the schedule, we're actually going to see this project come to completion and then roll right into your project with the new build.
Yep.
Super excited about. So
yeah, for sure. No, I'm very excited to see the finished project, and I'm already thinking of a couple other ideas for fun videos that we can do. Um, but yeah, so as far as next week goes, we're kind of shifting gears a little bit. We're actually going to be talking about basically essentially it's real estate in different states, not just Mississippi or Washington either. So what a lot of people don't know is that real estate law actually changes from state to state, and the way that you are represented can change from state to state. And so that is actually going to be the biggest focus of what we talk about next week. Is we're actually going to bring in another agent or two from different states to talk about how representation of clients is for them versus how it is in Washington and Mississippi, which will be super, super fascinating, because one interesting thing is we know our state laws. Like, unless we're licensed in multiple states, we can't tell you the details of other state laws. We might have a general idea, but we can't tell you the details. So that's when it's super crucial to bring in agents from other states to help answer those questions. And so I'm really excited to learn from others in other states and how they work, because there are some things, like especially when it comes to representation, where I'm like, I can't even fathom that being the case in my state. So I am very excited for that.
yes, it's very different, and I'm excited to learn more about the differences in our states, and then our guest speaker and her state as well. So we will see you guys then.
Yep, sounds good. We'll see you all next week.